Hello, my name is Alumni right now. We are looking at summary writing in English language. This topic is for the senior class. Summary writing is a brief record containing a writer's most important ideas in the words of the reader. Now, I want you to take note of some things in the definition. A brief record containing a writer's most important ideas in the words of the reader. If, for example, you, for one reason or the other, you were absent at school and you ask your friend to tell you what the principal had said, I'm sure you won't expect your friend to give you all the words of the principal verbatim. Your friend will only pick the most important things the principal said. That is summary. That is what we are talking about. So, summary is a brief record containing a writer's most important ideas. Now, take note of this, a brief record. It must not be lengthy, very brief. A writer's most important idea. You must get what the person wants to say and put those things in your own words. If you don't put them in your own words, you will be wrong. How to write a good summary. I'm sure you know how to cook good food, and you know how good food tastes. You, for example, a foriro or a dekanko. If you just get your meat and pour the pepper and all the ingredients together at once, I'm sure you know that it will not taste nice. That is exactly what we're going to do here. To write a good summary, you must follow basic rules and basic steps. So there are laid down rules that you must follow when writing a summary. They include do's and don'ts. And now we're going to first look at the do's of summary writings, then we'll look at the don'ts. The first thing you must do is to read a passage thoroughly and make sure you understand its content. You may need to read more than once. Sometimes you can read up 3 times, you can read 3 times so that you understand what the writer is trying to say. The second thing, underline the topic sentence. Now, what do we mean by the topic sentence? The topic sentence is the most important sentence in a paragraph. It is the sentence that directly gives the most important information in a paragraph. Now, some passages are structured in such a way that there is a topic sentence in a paragraph. You'll find at least one topic sentence in one paragraph. And so it is important for you to identify the topic sentence. If you don't identify the topic sentence properly, you may have issues in your final answer, and that may make your answer to be wrong. So it is very important for you to know how to identify the topic sentence in a given paragraph. Now, it is a sentence that directly gives the most important information in a paragraph. All other sentences either give examples or explain. You must make sure that you don't take your topic sentence from the sentence that gives examples or explain. And now, after identifying the topic sentence, circle 2 or 3 most important words used in the topic sentence. Circle 2 or 3 most important words used in the topic sentence. And these words are the ones you will use in your final answer. Now, the next step, if you can find replacements for the words you've circled. Now, under exam conditions, there are times where the right word may not click at that point in time. You don't need to bother. But if you can find replacements for a particular word that you have circled, the better. But then, if you can't find, like I said, don't bother. Now, change the words if you can't. Change the words if you can find replacement for the word that is circled, change it. But if you cannot find, don't bother. Leave it. Now, the next step. Use the words you circled or their replacements to form a simple sentence. the words you have circled or their replacement, use those words to form a simple sentence. Simple sentence. You don't form a complex sentence. Next, check your work and make sure it is free from error. Now to the don'ts. Number 1, don't write a phrase for a sentence. Lots of students make this error. Instead of giving a sentence in full, they write short answers, most times phrases. They give phrases as answers, and this is usually wrong. Number 2, avoid mindless lifting. What do we mean by mindless lifting? When you write the writer's words verbatim, that is mindless lifting. For example, I asked, in step 2, you have to underline the topic sentence. Now, this topic sentence is not your final answer. If you write the topic sentence as your final answer, then you are guilty of mindless lifting, and you will score no point for that. Then, don't give details. Remember also in step 2 that all other sentences either give examples or details. You are not to give examples, or you are not to explain when writing a summary. Just go straight to the point. Don't give details. Also, avoid informal expressions. It will not be accepted under summary writing. Now we are going to look at a short paragraph, and then we'll try to bring out the topic sentence and identify the 2 or 3 words that are the most important words in the topic sentence, and we're going to see if we can find replacements for them and then form a simple sentence with them. I do hope that you understand what I've explained so far. Now let us look at this short paragraph. It is now fashionable to hear discussions centering on the disproportionate representation of males and females in the population. It is indeed not uncommon to hear people say that for every man there are about 2 or 3 women, so every man can marry more than one woman. This theory is, of course, more popular among adherents who favor the seeming glamour of the polygamous way of life. The big question is, how correct is this theory, and what are the facts? The stark reality is that in any normal population, out of every 100 conceptions, about 53 to 55 are for boys, and about 45 to 47 are for girls. So there are potentially more boys than girls in any normal population. However, because of many factors, some of which are not fully clear, the fetus of a boy is far more fragile than that of a girl. So there are more miscarriages of male children than that of female ones. So by the time the children are born, the ratio between boys and girls have been reduced to about 52 boys to 48 girls. Now the first paragraph is the introductory paragraph, and this is another paragraph. Now the question here is, in one sentence, summarize the factor responsible for the progressive reduction in the number of males against females from conception to adulthood. In one sentence, summarize the factor responsible for the progressive reduction in the number of males against females from conception to adulthood. Now don't forget the steps to take when you want to write a good summary. We're going to try to answer the question. Now remember the steps to take when writing a good summary. Read the passage thoroughly. We have just done that. Now the second step to take is to identify the topic sentence. Remember what I told you about topic sentence, the most important sentence in the paragraph. Now, how many sentences do we have in this paragraph? Let's count. The first sentence ends here, so this is 1. This is another sentence, 2. This is another sentence, 3. This is another sentence, 4. And the last sentence, 5. So we have 5 sentences here. 5 sentences. So out of these 5 sentences, only one is the topic sentence. And that is the sentence where our answer lies. If you don't pick the correct topic sentence, your answers might be wrong. And so you have to be very, very careful here. Now, how do you identify the topic sentence? The sentence that carries the most important information. Now, let us look at the first sentence. The stark reality is that in any normal population, out of every 100 conceptions, about 53 to 55 are for boys, and about 45 to 47 are for girls. Nothing has been said here. Our question, in one sentence, summarize the factor responsible for the progressive reduction. So this sentence has not given us the answer. So this is not our topic sentence. We move to the next one. So there are potentially more boys than girls in any normal population. However, because of many factors, some of which are not fully clear, the fetus of a boy is far more fragile than that of a girl. So there are more miscarriages of male children than that of female ones. So by the time the children are born, the ratio between boys and girls has been reduced to about 52 boys to 48 girls. Now, if you look at this paragraph very well, you will discover that our topic sentence, this is the major, this is where we have the answer. But then the sentence begins from here. So you underline your topic sentence, the whole of the sentence. This is our topic sentence. I'm not fully clear. The fetus of a boy is far more fragile than that of a girl. So this is our topic sentence. This is not our final answer. If you pick this as a final answer and you write this as a final answer, you will be wrong. The answer, you get it wrong. So what do? You move to the next step, which is to identify the 2 or 3 most important words in the topic sentence. So this is our topic sentence. So let us identify 2 or 3 important words in this sentence. Now, however, because of many factors, some of which are not fully clear, the fetus of a boy is far more fragile than that of a girl. So which of these words here would you consider as most important? Now you have to circle. You agree with me that this is important. You also agree with me that more fragile here, this. And so, this is it. So with these 2, we can now form a simple sentence and we'll arrive at our answer. So you go back to the question again, so that's to know how to form your final answer. In one sentence, summarize the factor responsible for the progressive reduction in the number of males against females from conception to adulthood. I'll go back. The fetus of a boy is far more fragile, and that we have picked the fetus and are more fragile. Now you now use this to form your own sentence. Can you try that on your own? And let's see what you come up with. This is our final answer. The fetus of a boy is more delicate. That is it. You can see that our answer is very brief and that this is our own answer, not the writer's words. No, this is not the way the writer has put it. That is summary writing. You rewrite the writer's idea in your own words. You can see we have reduced this number of sentences in this paragraph to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, to about 8 words. That is what we call summary. I hope you understand summary writing now. Why not try some exercises so as to be confident?